Welcome back, and we've been itching to get back into the debate. Sabha Naqvi, as we went into the break, you had to make a point. Rashmikant also had raised his hand, and so did Yogendra Yadav. But for you first. Yes, Sabha Naqvi.
First of all, let's look at the politics of it. The BJP spokesperson is giving us a legal position, but let's look at the politics. Why is the BJP, which has won such a huge mandate in the general election, why don't they just go for a fresh election in Delhi when that is what they said they wanted before the Lok Sabha victory? So what now? I mean, they've got this, they seem to have all the advantage. What is the problem? Because this question will always be raised. Because regardless of whatever the editorial opinion or anybody's opinion of the Aam Aadmi Party was, the fact is a very young party did very well very quickly in Delhi. And there were stories across the world about them. So why, there is a political question to be answered. Why is the BJP suddenly so willing to have a minority government? Why don't they just go
quick
and
answer
have
to that,
an election
Aman Sinha.
in Delhi?
Quick answer to that, Aman Sinha.
That's the political, if you're politically confident.
The quick answer to that, Aman Sinha.
Oh, please allow me to answer, then only I'll answer.
Go ahead.
No, I do not know from, what makes Mrs. Naqvi think that we are not going to have elections. We might as well have elections. Let the LG, invite us for consultations.
Good.
We will formulate a structured view and we'll share it with him and, with all our friends.
Fair enough. No.
Why are you jumping the gun? Let us not.
Enough.
Yes, therefore I am saying, Mrs.
No, I'm not
Naqvi,
jumping the gun.
Let us not, make premature
your leaders
judgments.
are saying.
All that we have said and, in spirit towards Supreme Court. No, please let me also point out. Yes, we are saying that we will consider it. We might form the government. We might go for elections. But what makes you think that we will only go and want to form the government?
No.
Please don't impose your judgments and pass your opinions upon us. We are going to consider.
I'm asking
you. No, whatever LG says, we are going to consider it.
You have changed your position.
Thereafter, our party will take a structured view and we'll share it with everybody.
Saying you've changed your
opinion? As far as elections are concerned,
have you not changed your opinion?
Please allow me to just finish.
Have you not
as far as elections are concerned,
I repeat, have you not changed your opinion? One simple question.
Absolutely,
have you not
there is no change of opinion. Please let the LG invite us.
You haven't changed your position.
Then only you say whether we have changed the opinion or not.
We will no chance of forming the government.
Not at all. In fact, BJP is the only party which has been having a consistent stand. Aam Aadmi Party and Congress have been regularly changing their stands. Aam Aadmi Party, in fact, went to LG saying that please don't dissolve the assembly. When the writ petition was
but Sabha Naqvi, here's the thing.
So therefore, I don't
Sabha
want to go
Naqvi,
into
here's
that.
the thing. Sabha Naqvi, here's the thing. A lot has changed between February and September. A lot has changed. So if situations have changed, a lot has changed because even at that time, no party had a clear mandate. At that time, the Aam Aadmi Party, I remember, Arvind Kejriwal made a lot of promises and he went back on, he made numerous flip-flops. He said that we will not form the government unless we have a clear majority, but they used the Congress support to try and form the government at the centre. So if they can change their stances, if situations have changed, the conditions have changed, not all MLAs and not majority of the parties want to push the state into another election. They want to see the possibility. The Lieutenant Governor is exploring at a possibility. So if everybody can change stances, why question only the BJP is one point or part of the argument. But let's see what the Congress has to say. Yes, yes, Mr. Khan.
I'm questioning everyone. I'm just saying BJP shouldn't be on a moral high ground on this.
I think
BJP should remember this.
Agree with you there, Ms. Naqvi. I agree with you there, Ms. Naqvi, that nobody can be take a moral high ground on this, be it the Aam Aadmi Party, Congress or the BJP, but the questions to each of them are at different positions and at varying levels and at varying aspects. Yes, Mr. Kant, go ahead.
Can I, sir, now answer your question? Yeah, okay. Since the last person you mentioned was the Lieutenant Governor, I think it's very pertinent to go into the role of the Lieutenant Governor. For the last 5 months, the Lieutenant Governor has said that he has not asked for elections. He has not dissolved the assembly because he is exploring all options to see whether a government can be formed or not. This was till 5-6 days ago. On the 5th of August, the Supreme Court gave 5 weeks to the central government to come back to the Lieutenant Governor to come back with a plan to hold the elections or how to form an elected government in Delhi. The Lieutenant Governor immediately writes the very same day to the President of India.
Please do not put words in the mouth of Supreme Court of India and don't mislead the country. This is never what Supreme Court said.
Mr. Kant, hold on.
No, I've been arguing.
There is a direct rebuttal from Aman Sinha over what you are observing and what you are noting.
Lieutenant Governor of India.
No, this is a
Please, you've quoted a Supreme Court ruling and an observation. So Aman Sinha has a direct rebuttal to that. Yes, Aman
Please do not
Sinha.
intervene, Mr. Aman Sinha. You have a terrible habit of intervening.
No. Mr. Kant, we'll come back to you, but he is rebutting you directly on the observations that you're quoting.
You please
Yes, Aman
try
Sinha.
and listen to somebody else.
1 minute,
Yes,
Mr.
Aman
Kant.
Sinha.
You've made a point. Let
Right.
Aman
Have you
Sinha
seen the
respond
order
to
of
it
5th
and we'll
August?
come
Serious
back to
debate
you.
going
Have you
on.
seen order of the 5th August? You cannot mislead the country and say something which Supreme Court has never
Within 2 days,
said.
the Lieutenant Governor finds out that the right party to call is the BJP. He has done all his research. For 5 months, he says that he is trying to work out a solution. Please do not intervene, Mr. Sinha.
So if there is a
Because
court
every
order
time
and if the
you
court
speak,
wants him to
otherwise
find a
you will be
solution,
Do you think you
5
are?
months or
You
earlier
will
or
say
5 months or
people
later,
follow
if he's
your
trying to
dictate.
work out a solution,
Who are
where
you
is the
to tell me
Lieutenant
what I
Governor?
will do?
Mr.
The role of the
Kant,
Lieutenant
what would-
Governor
My party
No,
will
no.
take an independent
in conjunction
opinion.
with the
Who are you?
central government
You are just state MLAs.
needs to be brought in, and it needs to be thought through very
Today
carefully.
Congress party
Why
has got
the
zero
Lieutenant
credibility,
Governor in the past
and you know
3
they are
months
going to
been
draw
playing
big
partisan
zero
role?
if elections happen.
Till
And you know
7
my
days
friends
ago,
are
he
shouting
was
from
saying-
rooftops
When
as if they have you know all the wisdom of the world.
Congress to give outside support, give outside support to the Aam Aadmi Party in order to form a government at the centre at Delhi. That time he was not being partisan. At that time he was not being partisan, Mr.
They are
Kant.
disturbing the people
When
of
did you?
India.
Why didn't you
They
make
are
those
disturbing the
allegations then?
democratic processes to play out in Delhi.
Yes, Aman Sinha, you said that Mr.
I will
Kant
give you
quoted
the
the
answer
Supreme
to
Court
that.
ruling wrongly.
I will give you the answer
What
to
is it that you would like to say?
I will give you the answer to that. Provided Mr. Aman Sinha decides to keep some silence.
No, Mr.
No,
Kant,
I
please
think
wait.
I
I'm
cannot
going to go
hear your
across to
question
Mr.
right
Aman
now.
Sinha now.
Interruption.
Mr. Rashmikant,
Please
I'm going to allow Mr. Aman Sinha to speak
Or
now.
either you listen
Yes,
to the
Mr.
audio
Aman
of
Sinha.
my friend from
Mr.
Congress
Kant,
party.
please wait on. Mr. Kant, please wait on.
On the 13th,
Mr. Kant, please wait on. I'm not going to allow you to speak till the time you allow the other panelists to speak. Mr. Kant, please wait on.
The Aam Aadmi
Mr.
Party,
Rashmikant,
the Aam
please
Aadmi
wait
Party
on.
Resigned,
Mr.
and within a
Rashmikant,
month
please
of
wait
that,
on.
The code of conduct came. Therefore, the Congress
Mr.
could not do anything
Rashmikant,
about
please
it.
wait on.
Debate has got into.
Yes, Aman Sinha. You're making Aman Sinha, you're making a point
Please ask
about
your
the Supreme
question.
Court
I cannot
observation.
hear your question. You know.
You are making a point about the Supreme Court observation, the directive
I
that
was
it issued
saying
to the
that what
Lieutenant
Mr.
Governor.
Rashmikant was what Mr. Rashmikant was saying with regard to Supreme Court order was never there. He was in fact misleading. Supreme Court has never
I
said
have
so.
not said a
Why
word
should he
about the
speak in
Supreme Court
those
order.
terms? I am surprised.
I have not.
And
What
I was
did the
only
Supreme
pointing
Court
out to
observe?
that.
Supreme Court order, Mr. Sinha.
We
I
heard
have
what you
not
said,
said a
Mr.
word about
Rashmikant. I don't think the Congress and the BJP are indulging in the fair aspect of this debate or because this is going somewhere else. And I'm going to bring in Mr. Yogendra Yadav into this. Mr. Yadav, the question to the Aam Aadmi Party again is, how can you point fingers at the BJP for changing
Either
position?
you don't have a television in front of you.
Mr. Yogendra Yadav, how can you accuse the BJP of changing position when the Aam Aadmi Party itself changed positions moments the results were out? Why didn't the Aam Aadmi Party say we don't want to try and form the government at the centre because we don't have a clear mandate? In fact, we are the second largest party. Why is it pushing for elections now? Why did it go to the Lieutenant Governor soon after the May 16 election saying that we are trying to work out an option, give us some time?
Can I respond now?
Yes,
it's
Mr.
very
Yadav.
good to discover that finally the program is being controlled by anchors and not by parties. The simple matter is, we never at any point when we formed the government, you may have forgotten, in fact, that what you said was exactly our first reaction. On day one, we said we are not even number one party. You know, this is not for us to do it. BJP said they can't form it. After that, we went and formed the government. At no point, and I repeat, let anyone contradict me, that we ever claimed that we should have a chance to form the government without there being proof of majority. This is what BJP appears to be wanting. They have not formally demanded it, I agree. I was quite touched to hear Mr. Sinha that they are not in lust for power. I absolutely agree. Of course they are in no lust for power. They would wait for the Lieutenant Governor to invite them. It so happens that Lieutenant Governor's office is controlled by Home Ministry. It so happens that Home Ministry is controlled by Mr. Rajnath
now
Singh. It
the
so happens that he's from BJP. Of course BJP is not in any lust for power.
What you are essentially saying is that if BJP does come with those numbers, with the written proof, and the largest, the party with the largest mandate does want to try and form a government, you are all right with that as long as they have the proof for the numbers?
As long as they have the proof for the numbers, they will be able to form a government. But as long as they have the proof for the numbers, they will not be able to form a government.
You are all right with that as long as they have the proof for the numbers? You are all right with that as long as they have the proof for the numbers?
there is a clear constitutional convention. If they follow the convention laid down by K R Narayanan, which has been accepted as the gold standard, which is that the president or the governor asks for letters of support, and if the letters of support are 34 and more in the current house,
Correct.
what objection can we possibly have?
Mr. Yadav?
Let him ask for those things. I mean, we can
Mr.
possibly
Yogendra Yadav?
object to that. This is a simple shut,
open and shut case, you're saying. Yeah, but Mr. Yadav, my question to you is two-pronged.
Yes, and the
Based
simple
on what
facts
you're
are the
saying,
following.
I hope you realize the weight of what you're saying, because if you're saying that the Lieutenant Governor is being
said.
partisan right now by inviting the BJP, are you also trying to say that he was partisan back then because the government in power at that time was the UPA government, and that is why he encouraged or allowed the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party to have form the government at the centre with the Congress, especially when it was the second largest party, and the right thing to do, perhaps, like the Aam Aadmi Party is alleging now, was to call for elections again? Is that the allegation you're making? Then you also stand equally guilty, don't you? So at that point in time, when perhaps in a similar situation, because the government at that time was a UPA 2
Why
government.
did you shoot all your questions at once?
No, because that's the question, Mr. Yadav. Because you cannot selectively decide when the Lieutenant Governor is partisan and when he is not.
If you can allow me to respond to what Mr. Yadav said.
I have not. If I can respond to the question that has been posed to me.
Yes, Mr.
I mean, you
Yadav.
happen to control the central government, but I hope not the studios.
No, yes, Mr. Yadav.
At that point, the Lieutenant Governor had asked for letters of support when he got 36 letters, after which he allowed us to form the government. The only thing about which we are wondering at the moment is why is it that the Lieutenant Governor is not insisting on that now?
So what is wrong if isn't the Lieutenant Governor well within his rights to call for a secret ballot and then see if he gets the requisite number of support, irrespective of who's supporting the government led by a minority government led by the BJP? Isn't he well within his rights to allow that? Why should the Aam Aadmi Party not allow that?
Allow me to point out that this whole thing about Section 9 is a complete red herring. I hope you have read Section 9.
Yes.
It says nothing about secret ballot. It doesn't say anything about ballot. It doesn't say anything about vote of confidence. It simply says that the Lieutenant Governor has the right, like the President of India, has the right to send a message to the Assembly.
Correct.
I'm astonished that all of you are reading all these things.
So if he gets a message, if he gets from the
Supreme Court
no,
in
but
one
Mr.
very
Yadav,
peculiar case.
No, but Mr. Yadav, if the Lieutenant Governor gets a majority number of people from the Assembly, members of the Assembly, that they are willing to work under a government that is led by a minority party like the BJP, party in minority, why is he wrong in calling the BJP to form the government? Because then he is well assured, given the number of assurances that have come to him, that the BJP will pass the floor test, irrespective of where the support comes from.
Established is very simple, which is what BJP had demanded, which is what all political parties have demanded in this country, which is that the letters should be given before the party is invited to form a government. This is what he did in our case. This is what we demand in this case. This is what I would
what
demand
makes you
in
think he won't do
every
it?
single
He won't do it.
This is the gold standard of convention.
What makes you and your entire party so sure, sir, that that's not the way the governor is going to go? Why are you so confident that he is actually going to choose another way?
I'm not confident. I'm only worried and I'm intrigued by the fact that the Lieutenant Governor has written a letter to the President asking for permission, acceptance of the fact that a minority government, a party which is the single largest, may be invited, although it is not in minority. No. That's what all of you have reported. If this report is mistaken, please tell me.
But if he is
Otherwise,
considering and if he is looking at the option
about this.
No, Mr. Yadav, if he is looking at the option,
please allow me to respond.
Yes, Aman Sinha, coming to you. If he is looking at the option and if he gets the President's go-ahead, what is wrong or what makes you think that he will not follow due process after he gets the go-ahead, saying explore the possibility and he will do it the right way? What makes you think that it won't happen? Is it right for the Aam Aadmi Party MLAs to come out there and say this is murder of democracy and rape of democracy and say it out like that? Before the LG has even made a step towards an official step of process? Is it right for the Aam Aadmi Party to say speak like that out in public and mislead the people?
I can see you have very strong opinions about my party. You are entitled to those opinions. But we are truly intrigued because the Lieutenant Governor needs no one's permission.
With all due respect,
to invite BJP people. Just let me just
raise
say
questions
something.
is very right, Mr. Yadav.
Please listen to me.
I will, Mr. Yadav. The way you are putting out the points is highly respected. Is highly respected. But the way some of the other members of the Aam Aadmi Party are speaking in public is not worthy of the stature of and the respect that they owe to the Lieutenant Governor of the state.
Can you listen to me?
Yes, Mr. Yadav.
You did not allow me even a sentence. Your questions are longer than my answers.
Go ahead, Mr. Yadav.
We are intrigued that the Lieutenant Governor should ask the President of India for something for which he doesn't need a permission, because if he wanted to simply invite BJP people to say, do you have 34 letters? He doesn't need to go to the President of India. Why has he gone there? And if this is what he wanted to explore, namely single largest party, he could have done it on 16th of February. He could have done it on 20th of June. Why has it taken 7 months to do
Why can't he do it now,
as
Mr.
simple
Yadav?
as that?
Why can't he do it now? And he's well within his rights to take his time and to take his considerations. And if he can take if he goes to the president to take his opinion, why should you say that he's wrong? And yeah, you can question the Lieutenant Governor. You can ask him why is he doing this, but you cannot say that it's a murder and rape of democracy. That's the humble submission that I would like to make here, because that is also misleading the people.
The only way in which this can be formed is through horse trading. This is an invitation to horse trading.
No, there is no proof, sir. There is no proof, sir. You have to prove it. You have to prove it before you make claims like that, and that applies to all parties. You have to prove a claim like this before you go out and tell in public that a certain person is doing, because you're defaming a person without even proof. How can you go out and say that somebody is offering somebody 20 crores to come over?
And when we want to gather proof, you say it's a stunt. So what do you want us to do?
No. The way it was done, the way some things are done, it looks like what is stunt and what is not, Mr. It's opinion. We are asking the question, is it a stunt, is it a trick, is it a stunt, is it a trick? That's the question. If it is not, then prove it otherwise. Yes, Mr. Raman Sinha, final word, we've got to wind up. We're way over time.
Anand?
Sabha Lakshmi, 1 sec.
No, I recall clearly when the Aam Aadmi Party government was formed, it was Mr. Yogendra Yadav who was championing the cause of minority government, and time and again he came out and said that we have formed a minority government, we have not taken support of Congress party, this is not a coalition, we are forming a minority government, and today he is going totally contrary to his own stated statement and saying something which is absolutely self-contradictory.
This you have to allow me to respond, because he's naming
when LG invites the second largest party to form the government, they say that LG is the biggest protector of the constitution and all that.
Right.
When LG is considering, if at all LG is considering invitation to the single largest party, you term it as murder and rape of the constitution.
All right, point taken there. I'm completely sorry, Sabha and Mr. Khan, that we could not come to you. Gentlemen and ladies, completely out of time on this show. There were a few questions that we were asking, whether this is a stunt that is being played out by the Aam Aadmi Party, whether there should actually be general elections, and why isn't BJP really responding to that? But we really don't have the time to continue this debate. Appreciate all of you joining us for this debate. Thank you so much.